I noticed his hand first. Steady, sure, practiced. He thought no one could see him, but I did. From across the room, beneath the warm shimmer of gold lights and the distant drone of celebration, I watched my father tip the small silver packet over my glass. The powder vanished instantly. The champagne fizzed, glittered, then settled again as if untouched. Around us, people beamed, cameras burst, my name floated through the air like pride itself. But in that quiet, precise gesture, his betrayal burned brighter than any of it. I didn't react. Didn't even blink. I smiled. Back then, I still believed in him. He used to call me his prodigy, said I carried his mind, his ambition. When I got accepted into law school, he cried. Said I'd surpass everything he ever achieved. And for a while, I believed that. But after Mom left, something shifted. He remarried quickly. Too quickly. My stepmother arrived with a daughter, Lena, pretty, polished, impossibly pleasant, the kind of girl people adored instantly. My father began calling her sweetheart. And he stopped calling me anything at all. At first, it was small things, missed calls, skipped visits. Then came the mistaken transfer of my tuition money into Lena's boutique startup. The hushed phone calls I wasn't meant to catch. She doesn't need it. She'll be fine. And I was fine, on my own, without them. But that night, the night of my graduation, he invited everyone. As if he wanted to rewrite the narrative, pretend I was still his pride and joy. He even wore the same watch he used to flick at my wrist when checking curfew. The same watch gleaming as he slipped powder into my drink. That's when everything aligned. It wasn't random. It wasn't an accident. He'd done it before. Mom's hospital visit that winter, the dizziness, the fog, the strange reaction, the doctor's note, mild poisoning, likely a sedative. Mom blamed stress. I thought it was coincidence. But standing there, staring at my fizzing champagne, I realized it had never been stress. It had been him. Maybe to control. Maybe to silence. Maybe to protect something fragile beneath the truth. I didn't know yet. But I planned to find out. I stayed composed. No accusations. No scene. I simply played along. When he lifted his glass and toasted, to my brilliant daughter, I returned his smile. The kind of smile that hides blades behind dimples. Then I stood. My heels echoed sharply against the marble. Eyes followed me. I raised my glass, I said, to the people who raise us, and to those who eventually show who they truly are. He didn't notice my hand nudging the glass ever so slightly toward Lena. She giggled, a soft, chiming sound, and lifted it from my fingers. You're always so poetic, she teased. Then she drank every drop. Applause filled the room. My father clapped, oblivious. I waited. It didn't take long. 10 minutes, maybe less. She faltered first. A little wobble people mistook for tipsiness. Then confusion. Disorientation. The gentle collapse. Laughter snapped silent. Music stopped. And in that perfect hush, I looked at him. He knew. God, he knew. The color drained from his face as quickly as it had from hers. His gaze flicked to the glass, then to me. And for a moment, I saw it, the same sharp calculation I used to admire. He was racing through excuses, scenarios, lies. But I was faster. She drank from my glass, I murmured, just loud enough to carry. I tried to stop her. Chaos erupted. Someone called for help. My stepmother screamed. And I simply watched, the daughter he once taught strategy, observing him choke on the taste of his own. The police arrived. Statements taken. Toxicology reports followed. The powder, unprescribed sedatives mixed with alcohol. Not enough to kill, but enough to raise questions about his intent, about a pattern, about Mom. He denied everything, of course, but he couldn't explain why the same substance appeared in two different medical files, Mom's and Lena's. Couldn't explain why it was found tucked neatly in his desk drawer labeled stress relief. Couldn't explain me. He didn't know I'd been quietly collecting evidence for months. That I'd recorded him in that lazy, careless tone he used with his insurance advisor. If she's deemed unfit, the funds transfer automatically. He meant me. He wanted control of the inheritance Mom left under my name. But he'd misjudged one thing. I learned every tactic from him. By the time the police were done, his legacy was dust. Lena survived, barely, and remembers nothing. My stepmother left him loudly, dramatically. He pled guilty to a lesser charge, reckless endangerment. But the court of public opinion, that was where I buried him. The whispers, the interviews, the leaked documents, timed perfectly. His company abandoned him. His name curdled into poison. And I didn't have to do a thing after that night. People sometimes ask if I feel guilty. I don't. I never poisoned anyone. I never even raised my voice. I simply let him taste what he created. And poison? It always returns home. That night, beneath the golden lights, as he watched his empire collapse, I finally understood him, the control, the manipulation, the precision. Except unlike him, I knew when to stop. I raised a fresh glass and whispered to no one in particular. To family. The ones who shape us, and the ones who destroy themselves. Then I drank. And smiled. Bd.